Ever wondered why gold moves the way it does and how gold is going to move the coming week? Let me explain. The video that follows will tell you exactly that.
In the first week of August 2026, spot gold accelerated 7.4%, cementing its most explosive 5-day performance since January. This chart of hourly closes shows the exact trajectory of that move. From its starting point at Monday's open, the price climbed almost without pause, culminating in a Friday peak of $4,371. The standard market heuristic treats gold as a geopolitical safe haven. A crisis adds a war premium to the price, and a peace agreement drains it, triggering a sell-off. That week, Washington and Tehran signaled they were closing in on a peace deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz to global shipping. This daily change chart shows the market's actual reaction. Instead of selling off on the de-escalation news, gold recorded a 4.17% jump on Wednesday, its single largest one-day gain of the entire year. The traditional safe haven model fails to explain this price action. The macroeconomic rates channel exerts a gravitational pull that vastly overpowers geopolitical sentiment. Trading geopolitical headlines is a losing proposition unless you map the underlying intermarket transmission mechanisms that dictate global liquidity. Before the Hormuz news broke, gold's trajectory was dictated by its primary driver, U.S. economic data. On Monday afternoon, the ISM manufacturing print hit 55.6, a 4-year high that easily cleared market expectations. A factory economy running this hot immediately revived fears of energy-driven inflation. Persistent inflation gives the Federal Reserve the mandate to consider further rate hikes. Spot gold trades against the U.S. dollar as a zero-coupon duration asset. Because it pays no interest, it mechanically loses value when real yields rise, and investors can earn a higher risk-free return elsewhere. Returning to this chart of hourly closes, we see the direct consequence of the ISM data. Rallies were aggressively sold off, knocking the price down to the week's low of $4,022. A robust U.S. economy forces a markdown in zero-yield assets. That markdown created the exact floor from which Wednesday's anomaly would launch. By Wednesday morning, U.S. officials confirmed they were closing in on the Hormuz reopening agreement. The first intermarket domino to fall was oil. WTI crude immediately slid toward a 3-week low near 74 and collapsed. When hike probabilities are removed, expected real yields plummet, violently forcing zero-yield asset prices upward. This chart tracking daily change percentages highlights the scale of the resulting rally. Wednesday's green bar represents a near $200 surge that occurred almost without a pullback, dwarfing the negative prints on Monday and Thursday. There was no crisis fear driving this buying pressure. When de-escalation slashes oil prices, the resulting plunge in rate hike odds dictates gold's price action far more than the loss of a war premium. Identifying the macro catalyst is only half the equation. Price discovery does not happen evenly across the clock. This chart comparing daily true ranges against the 5-day average demonstrates Wednesday's explosive volume. Its $201 range completely breaks through the dotted line, representing the week's average of just $108. We call this volatility clustering. Major price moves are strictly confined to periods of peak institutional volume. This chart mapping average hourly ranges isolates the primary window for this volume, the 13 to 17 UK time block, capturing the London-New York overlap. The deepest liquidity pools are present exactly when US data releases hit the tape. By contrast, the 18 to 22 US afternoon lull sees dying volume and widening spreads. Initiating trades in this window invites significant execution risk. Institutional traders match their screen time to the market's energy. Holding the correct directional bias yields nothing if the execution happens during dead hours. The geopolitical repricing held through Thursday, but it required scheduled macroeconomic data on Friday to permanently cement the move. The July non-farm payrolls report delivered a massive shock, an outright fall of 23,000 jobs against an expected gain. The labor data showed secondary cracks as well, including heavy downward revisions to previous months and labor force participation sinking to a 5-year low of 61.4%. This created a textbook stagflation relief trade for bullion. The inflation cover justifying a rate hike evaporated at the exact moment the jobs data turned negative. The currency markets reacted immediately, with the US dollar index sliding to a 2-week low near 99.5. the CME FedWatch tool finalized its shift. September hike odds tumbled to well under half, while the market priced in a hold at roughly 60%. Looking at this hourly close chart one last time, gold prints its ultimate week high of $4,371 exactly during this Friday payrolls hour. Friday's labor data validated Wednesday's Hormuz repricing. It shifted the market entirely away from inflation fears and locked in rate cut positioning. Hourly volatility exists above a much larger structural foundation, keeping prices elevated overall. A massive underlying bid supports the market. Central banks bought a record-breaking 289 tons of gold in the second quarter alone. Global gold ETFs returned to inflows during July, led heavily by Asian funds, reinforcing this hard floor. But a macroeconomic model only holds true until the next piece of Tier 1 data changes path. The immediate gatekeeper for the week ahead is Wednesday's US CPI print, with consensus looking for a 3.4% annual rate. The risk on this print is entirely binary. A hot inflation number will instantly revive the Fed hike debate that the payrolls miss just buried. That hot print would directly threaten stretched long positions, inviting sharp profit-taking dips after a 7% weekly run. True market edge requires discarding static heuristics. To survive, you must track the real-time transmission between data prints, oil prices, and Fed rate expectations.
Hope you enjoyed the weekly report. If you want to get a report daily, it tells you anything that's going on day by day, what the opportunities might be, then look in the links below. You can get my daily edge and be informed.
Get the edge in the market.